Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, it's Becca, and today we have a brand new single from Miss Lorde. It is called Hammer. Don't know anything about the single. We have already reacted to her Man of the Year and What Was That singles. I will link them down below if you want to go and check those out. But today we have a brand new single from Miss Lorde, Hammer. Let's get straight on into it. Her last single was very much about rebirth and her gender identification process or journey. And so let's see what Hammer is going to be all about. 3 minutes 13. Let's go. Pigeons. How did they get them to stay on her like that? Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Oh, if it's love or if it's ovulation, when you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Whoa, okay.
I show them the chambers of my.
That looks really uncomfortable.
Days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. Oh, I
Ah.
might have been born again. I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers. Street, they're piercing my ears. I'm making a wish when a needle goes.
Oh, she's getting a back tattoo. Maybe she feels trapped.
Ready to feel like I don't have the answers.
I like that beat.
I've sent you a postcard from the edge.
Okay, let's have a little look through the comments here. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hammer, a tool of destruction, construction and reconstruction. It captures the essence of rebirth, the anthem of self-discovery in hazy rest, the summer. This is full on last 20s rage. Yeah, this is very raw era for Lorde. Smack bang in the middle of the late 20s crisis of identity where you don't know who you are and everything you thought has broken off of you and fallen away, but the full new self has yet to emerge like a baby crowning out of a womb. This is incredible. I can't wait for the album. Okay, let's have a look at the lyrics then. It was opener of the album. Interesting, okay. It was described by Lorde as an ode to city life and horniness. So again, this is very much going down the rebirth. Which feels she's rebirthing, maybe going into a new stage of her life. She doesn't really know a lot of her feelings. She also did say about the man and woman thing, about her gender identification. It was quite a short song, not really much lyrics, quite repetitive at some points. So verse 1 says, "There's a heat in the pavement, my mercury's rising. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation." Like that lyric. "When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. The mist from the fountain is kissing my neck. The liquid crystal is in my grip. Anyone with a snake tongue, I shone in the chambers of my heart." Okay, so there's a heat in the pavement and Mercury's rising. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. So a heat in the pavement, she feels quite warm, maybe. Mercury's rising. It's like the temperature. Maybe her emotions, like she's using it as a metaphor for her emotions. Don't know if it's love or if it's ovulation. That's funny. When you're holding a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So to me, that she feels quite emotion of aggression, and she just feels like lashing out all of the time. The mist from the fountain is kissing my neck. So quite maybe in a way like she feels nice, you know, pleasure maybe, or sensual, or maybe even a dream. The liquid crystal is in my grip. Something beautiful is in her grip. I would have thought like liquid crystal. Like crystals are very beautiful. They're very nice to look at. So maybe very beautiful. She seems like something beautiful is in her grip. Like, you know, she's getting to that point. Anyone with a snake tongue, a liar, probably. I show in the chambers of my heart. So toxic people. So maybe instead of lashing out, going back to the hammer, you know, everything feels like a nail. she shows in the chambers of her heart either her honesty, because this is what's coming out in the song, you know, she's being very honest and raw in this new era. So she's really letting us see those raw and very vulnerable emotions, because talking about her gender identification in this new album, it seems, is very raw and very personal. So yeah, maybe that the chambers of my heart is like showing them her honesty and vulnerability. And then it goes into pre-chorus. Now I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think there could be a connection. I burn and I sing and I scheme and I dance. Some days I'm a woman, some days I'm a man. So that very much links back to Man of the Year. You know, that line, some days I'm a woman, sometimes I'm a man, goes very much back to her gender identification. No, you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think there could be a connection. So she's talking about someone that she feels she's got a connection with, and they're not very good at dealing with those vulnerable connections, vulnerable emotions, as she is probably, or maybe she's learning to deal with those vulnerable emotions, going back to her gender identification and the vulnerability, and maybe she's, you know, quite closed off. I think that maybe links back to a lyric in What's That, I think, where she talks about a relationship. Yeah, maybe probably because she's you know, do you know you're still with me when I'm out with my friends, which she says back in What Was That, the first single off of this album. And chorus, I might have been born again, I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers, there's peace in the madness over our heads, let it carry on. I might have been born again, which very much links to the rebirth that we're seeing as a theme very heavily throughout this new era. She's ready to leave that old self behind. I'm ready to feel like I don't have the answers. So she's letting go of the control and being okay with not knowing. And I think that very much again links back to what she's feeling, you know, with her gender identification again. Not really knowing what she feels, or that it's okay to feel like that and not have the answers right away. Or maybe even giving in to love, because she mentions that quite a lot in these songs as well. There's peace in the madness over our heads. There's peace in the madness over our heads. That's such a lovely lyric. The chaos of, you know, everything, like just imagine like something over your head that's full of chaos, or even in her head. Like imagine you could see in what you know what's going in. Imagine what's going on in her head, and she's like got it in a cloud above her. But there's peace in there, you know, which she will find peace when she goes through this stage of her life or journey. Through that rebirth, there will be peace at the end, and she can find herself and love, or relationships, whatever that may be, or just peace in herself. Let me carry on. Yeah, so let me carry on. Just again, what I just said there, you know, she's ready to accept it. She's ready to move on with the love transformation, and through that journey into her rebirth and finding that peace. So yeah, we're very much okay, the next verse 2. Today I'll go to Canal Street, they're piercing my ears, I'm making a wish when the needle goes in, take an aura picture, read it and tell me who I am, show me who I am. Is Canal Street a real place? Oh, there's one in Manchester or one in New York City. I'm assuming it's a New York City one. Oh, it's okay, it's known for like cultural fashion. Piercing her ears, they're piercing my ears. Gosh, like piercing your ears is a very physical thing to change your appearance, isn't it? It's very minor in this song, but a very clever way of explaining it through this song. And that's a very subtle way of saying she's changing herself subtly. Like a small change in this transformation. And piercings is quite a scary thing, isn't it? It's like any needle. I don't know. I'm quite scared of it. It's like that feeling, isn't it? That excitement, that adrenaline before the needle goes in, which is the next time I'm making a wish when the needle goes in. So she's turning it into like almost letting go, like because they tell you to take a deep breath and then they put it in and then yeah, so it's like a almost again like a letting go, accepting, transformation. That's very much heavily the themes in this song, I would say. Take an aura picture, read it, and tell me who I am. What's an aura picture? Meaning. Like, is there a meaning? Oh, it captures colours associated with the individual's energetic and emotional state at the time of the photo. Interesting. So that probably again goes back to, you know, capturing how she feels then. Oh wow, that's a very clever line. Read it and tell me who I am. Wow. Show me who I am. Gosh, she's really, really struggling with knowing who she is and her emotions, and really, yeah, struggling with that transformation, struggling with that battle between what's in her head and what she looks like. Because that is like, if you take a picture, imagine I had a Polaroid camera right now, I took a picture, came out, told you to read it, you know, you'd say, I don't know, if I'm happy, you know, if I'm smiling, I'm happy. Girl with brown hair, wearing a striped top, happy. But she's really struggling to look at herself as well, which links back to Man of the Year. She wants someone else to help her, I think, and again, show me who I am. That's a very clever line. I like that. I like that lyric a lot. Yeah, she's very disconnected from herself, it feels like, in this. So we go to the pre-chorus again, but it's a different one this time. Now, I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think we can make an exception. It's a beautiful life, so I play truant. I jerk tears and they pay me to do it. So that first line we have, now I know you don't deal much in love and affection, but I really do think you can make an exception, goes back to what we were saying earlier about a connection with someone else. To me, it feels like she's very much in that not relationship as such, but like that connection, and she's not really getting it back from the other person. And maybe that's connecting to why she feels like she's quite disconnected and doesn't really know her feelings yet. It's a beautiful life, so I play truant. Play truant. I actually know what that means. Stay away from school without leave or explanation. So maybe that could play on not listening to the rules, not sticking to the rules. I guess you could also say she's choosing to experience the real world other than what she feels maybe school is, or those lessons or those rules. You know, maybe something to do with that. I jerk tears and they pay me to do it. Wow. So is that kind of playing on being an artist? You know, she's very, very sad, but she's turning into something where people pay her to do it. Post-chorus, and then the outro says, let it break me down till I'm just a wreck, till I'm just a voice living in my head. It's a effed up world, been to hell and back, but I've sent you a postcard from the edge. So let it break me down till I'm just a wreck, till I'm just a voice living in your head. Actually, I think it says, yeah. Does it say your head? Wow. Let it break me down till I'm just a wreck, till I'm a voice living in your head. Wow, so she's really not afraid to face those emotions or even be ruined by those emotions. Or just be a voice living in your head, so she really wants to make an impact and not be forgettable, and people always hear her. It's a effed up world, been to hell and back. Yeah. But I've sent you a postcard from the edge. Wow, what a deep closing lyric after this song. A breath, you know, I've been sent you a postcard from the edge. Now, it is reading that, personally, I think, you know, she's ready to go. And she's sending you a postcard from the edge. You know, she's ready to jump off the edge. You know, very much on the edge. Could also feel like she's very on the edge of maybe a breakdown, because she doesn't know these feelings and she feels like she hasn't got any support, because it sounds like she's interested in someone on a romantic level or just friendship, and they're not giving her anything back. So maybe she feels quite alone. This is a very raw and vulnerable era from Lorde. From these three singles, what was that? Man of the Year and Hammer, I do feel like this is going to be very raw and vulnerable album. It's called Virgin. It comes out on Friday. We're definitely going to be reacting to that. I can't wait to see what else she has in store for us. But yeah, it just sounds like she doesn't really know how she feels. She's in a transformation in life. That's what I'm getting from these 3 singles so far. Very much in a transition into a new wave of her life. And I think she also really wants to be loved or mattered by someone. Going back to the video though, I thought, I don't know really. I mean, you could probably really, it's very simple. It's in nature, where maybe she feels calmest or just natural, you know, and to be honest, it being in nature, it just again screams rawness to me and natural. You know, the woods, a very dominant scene is when she's in the hammock, not wearing anything, and to me that, I said, you know, she feels quite trapped, or maybe even, again, I guess maybe the imagery of being in the womb and the rebirth again, probably, yeah, going back to the theme of rebirth, transformation. She gets a tattoo in the woods, which probably would link to the lyric about piercing. I'm just going through it. And she had pigeons on her, which I said, how do they get them to stay there? And maybe that's like connecting with nature. Through these 3 singles, we had What Was That, which was filmed in New York City. Then we had Man of the Year, that was inside, was very simple, just rolling around in the mud. And then this one was very much in nature, in the woods, outside. Maybe that's also showing like a transformation and journey, you know, from the city inside to outside, and she's really grounding with that outside and the rawness. So yeah, this really again links back to all of her previous 2 singles about rebirth, the rawness, the vulnerability. I'm very excited to see what she has up next. The next will probably be the album because it comes out on Friday, which is very exciting. It's called Virgin. I will be reacting to that, so don't forget to subscribe so you will be notified when I upload that. Yeah, I'm just excited for the album now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Do let me know again if I missed out anything, or what was your favourite bit, or actually even what was your favourite single out of the 3. Personally, I quite liked this one actually. I did quite like this one. I haven't really gone back to listen to any of them as of yet. What Was That was quite good, that more poppy, you know, you kind of listen to that on every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you get notified when I next upload a video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.